Any words?
A lack of real planning. He should have had a tune-up fight first and then go into a fight with a guy like Romero. But, you know, these fighters and the promoters get turned by the money.
Which means they were trying all that they could to give Ryan the fight, but Ryan tried so little, threw barely any punches, that they couldn't even rob Rolly. But you could see they were trying to rob Rolly.
Haney chuckled during a live session. When asked about Ryan Garcia's surprising defeat to Rolly Romero, the outspoken father of Devin Haney quickly took to Twitter, ridiculing Ryan's team with a bold post. He praised Devin, Rolly, and Teo for making it a clean 3-0 night. Meanwhile, Oscar03 tweeted, "Still can't believe Ryan didn't ditch De La Hoya for matching him against Rolly like that." Haney's tweet quickly caught fire, taking aim at Oscar's matchmaking. In the Garcia versus Romero bout, cameras also caught Devin and Haney laughing at Ryan showing in the ring.
Hey, Ryan, they're canceling the face-off. They're canceling the face-off.
Bob Arum criticized Ryan Garcia's decision to fight Rolly Romero straight after a long hiatus. He argued that Ryan should have eased back with a tune-up fight. According to Arum, fighters like Ryan often prioritize fast payouts over smart planning, which usually leads to poor performances when it matters most.
A lack of real planning. He should have had a tune-up fight first and then go into a fight with a guy like Romero. But, you know, these fighters and the promoters get turned by the money, and they don't make really good decisions. A good decision would have been to take a tune-up fight and then, you know, then you move to a Romero or even a Haney or so forth. You don't go right in after a year. You know, look at Haney. Haney looked terrible with Ramirez because he hadn't fought in a year.
After Ryan Garcia's unexpected loss, boxing legend Mike Tyson sat beside Derek Chisora as they reacted to the bout. Chisora didn't hold back. He bluntly said Ryan looked like he hadn't trained at all.
We are live. Derek Chisora.
What's up, motherfuckers?
What did you think of that? You and Aaron, Mike, on the tear-up?
Great show.
Mike, what did you make of it tonight?
Great night.
What did you think of Ryan losing, Mike? What did you think of Ryan losing?
Yeah, you know what? It took a year out. It didn't look like he was training. Ryan didn't train for that fight.
You don't think so? Why?
I don't think so. Ryan didn't train. He didn't train for that fight.
No, but what did you think of Devin, out of curiosity?
Devin boxing unbelievable, bro.
You have to give Rolly the credit, though, for the Ryan win.
Devin boxing unbelievable.
You have to give Rolly the credit, don't you, Derek, don't you?
Alright, fuck you guys.
What are you saying after this?
In a viral moment, Terrence Crawford revealed, "I told Shocker Stevenson before the fight that Rolly would win," coming from one of boxing's sharpest analysts. His comment added weight to Romero's victory following Garcia's lackluster performance. Fans and analysts began openly speculating about earlier suspicions that Ryan may have used Pez against Devin Haney, now fighting clean. His flash showing raised eyebrows and confirmed some critics' beliefs.
Devin Haney, I thought it was a little bit of PTSD, you know, with after the Ryan Garcia fight last year, you know, the whole steroids thing with Ryan Garcia and taking the big shots he took. Very, very safety first fight. If I have to compare it, I know some of you guys don't like it, then I compare myself to my style with Devin Haney, my boxing style with Devin Haney. I think we're very similar as fighters, except I had bad hands. He didn't. From there, you know, you get that. With Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia, first of all, congrats to Rolly Romero, because he was coming in with no momentum. I mean, he had lost the Pitbull Cruz. He'd won the title at 140 against Ismael Barroso in a very controversial fashion when Tony Weeks stopped that fight too early in his favor. So, you know, Romero had been coming in with no momentum really, and he was chosen sort of as a you know, sort of a dead duck, sacrificial lamb for Ryan's return, you know. There was that footage online though, with that sparring, and there was a little bit of footage there, and it gave you a little bit of curiosity, right? But you're thinking, all right, you know, that was many years ago, who knows what happens now. I tell you what, there must be some PTSD there as well, because once Rolly dropped Ryan stopped trying. Ryan stopped trying, and that's the biggest criticism there. It's, are you a Hollywood fighter? You know, why didn't you even go for it? Because at the end of the fight, although the fight was very one-sided, two schmuck judges actually had the fight within 3 points for Ryan Garcia, 115-112 for Rolly, which means they were trying all that they could to give Ryan the fight, but Ryan tried so little, threw barely any punches, that they couldn't even rob Rolly. But you could see they were trying to rob Rolly, and that's disgusting.
British welterweight Conor Benn expressed disappointment in Garcia's display after the fight, calling it very underwhelming. He added that he'd still be interested in seeing a rematch between Garcia and Devin Haney.
What did you make of it?
That's a very disappointing performance. Yeah, it was terrible.
You still want to get in there with him next time?
Nah, I'm not interested.
What's the conversations been like about the rematch, Con? What's the conversations been about the rematch with Turkey?
I mean, as far as I'm aware, it's locked in for September. So,
how have you found this whole new, like, your stocks rose? Obviously, a lot of people
yeah,
over here are interested.
it's all just noise, you know. One day they love you, next they hate you, then they love you again, you know. So I just want to get back in there and secure the W. That's all that matters to me.
When you had that moment with Terence Crawford, what did he say to you?
I can't remember. I don't know, I've had a few.
Teofimo Lopez shifted the conversation from Garcia's poor showing to praising Rolly Romero. He commended Rolly for staying focused, sticking to the game plan, and not letting emotions interfere. He fought smart and stayed composed, Teo said, applauding the deserved win.
You know, in the main event,
Absolutely.
Rolly pulled it off. He said he would. He said, you know, people would be surprised, but he knew what he was going to do. What do you think about his performance?
No, I'm very happy for Rolly. You know, sad short shot for Ryan Garcia, but hey, look, you know, don't overlook anybody. And you know, I think Rolly had a great game plan. He listened to his team very well. You know, and before he went to the event, my father told him, just keep your right hand up the whole night. You know, and that's it. You'll win the fight, and he did that. He looked great.
You saw what Devin did in the other fight on the card.
Asked about Garcia versus Romero, Floyd Mayweather Sr., known for his candid takes and boxing wisdom, chose complete silence. Ironically, his lack of words spoke volumes and drew just as much attention.
Your thoughts on Rolly Romero beating Ryan Garcia?
All the place.
Do you think that the decision was right?
What?
Rolly Romero, the win.
Pop was into the fight. Low action.
Well, that's what he thinks about that fight. It put him to sleep.
After the match, Ryan Garcia posted a brief, emotional message. I'm really upset with how I fought tonight. It was a terrible night. His honest statement didn't include excuses, but the flat effort in the ring made many feel he already knew how badly he'd let himself and fans down.
Obviously, it wasn't a good night for me. It's a pretty off night. You know, Rolly did what he does. And, you know, took a lot of good power shots, caught me in the second round. But just even in the start of the fight, it just didn't feel like my feet were under me, like I had anything. But you know, I tried to fight through it, and just found myself very off after the year layoff. You know, that whole year, you know, it was a lot for me mentally, as you guys know. So the fact that I got here is, and I'm in the position I am, my mind is as clear as it is a victory for me, I would say. But I'm extremely disappointed in the way I fought.
Former heavyweight champion Shannon Briggs didn't hold back, harshly criticizing the entire fight card. Speaking on Garcia's match specifically, he said, "That fight was garbage, no punches, no drive, nothing."
Yeah, there was the fight was long, no knockouts. They were scared to fight.
We need heavyweights as part of this show.
They need punches. They need punches. Turkey needs punches. This ain't nothing. They wasted a lot of time coming to New York just to play around in the street.
What did you make of Ryan Garcia?
They all are horrible. All of them suck. The whole card. All of them can't fight. Everybody was scared of each other. Everybody was scared.
Ryan Garcia faced major online backlash after the defeat. Boxing page Happy Punch tweeted, "Ryan Garcia lost to Rolly. Guess we saw him free." The pointed remark reflected a growing fan sentiment that his earlier success might have been drug-fueled. Memes, criticism, and speculation flooded social media as emotions ran high. A video surfaced showing Ryan crying in a car. A user named the 505-Way shared it. Captioned Ryan Garcia crying in the car after losing to Romero. The clip went viral, showing just how deeply the loss affected him. Promoter Eddie Hearn also commented after seeing the breakdown, saying, "It's serious. He needs help, not regarding boxing technique, but mental health." Despite the wave of criticism, Oscar De La Hoya stayed composed. He downplayed the defeat, saying, "Ryan knows what needs to be done." He also hinted that a rematch with Devin Haney was still very much on the table.
I mean, I saw some stuff tonight. I can't believe what I'm seeing. What the f*** are you doing? Honestly, something bad is going to happen if someone don't get hold of Ryan Garcia. I keep saying it, and you may play these clips back when something bad happens. Like, it's just a car crash. He just needs help. He needs help real bad. I hope he can get it.
Romero felt vindicated after the win. "No one believed in me," he said. He pointed out that Ryan only opened up once during the fight, so he never had to adjust his strategy. His words highlighted just how one-sided the bout truly was.
Want to fight real quick, man? How do you think Ryan looked out there, man?
Little gun shy, that year off.
What do you
all
think?
that power from Rollies, but he'll be back to the drawing board, and
how devastating?
He'll live to see another day. That's it.
How devastating of a loss is this for Ryan, man?
Not devastating at all. Win 12 rounds. He knows he's way better than that. He knows what he has to do. So,
do you think the Devin Haney fight probably off the table? Do you think that, or
it'll be back. It has to happen.
How do you think Devin looked out there, man?
Gun shy.
Though hyped as a history-making event in Times Square, the fight disappointed fans and critics alike, going down as one of the most uneventful matchups in recent memory.
He's strong, he has good left hook, and one time he opened up, I cracked him and he didn't open up at all the rest of the fight. They're always going to underrate me because I'm not one of these prospects that started boxing that had a following and all of a sudden they're fresh out the amateurs, they promoted them like, oh, this is the next big thing, yada, 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 all that stuff. At the end of it, I've done this 3 times. Three different divisions. I'm a 3-time world champion, and this might actually be the biggest, the most attended fight card in boxing history.
Many viewers also suspected the judges were trying to help Garcia. Still, even they couldn't deny his clear lack of effort. In contrast, Rolly was sharp, focused, and aggressive, leaving no doubt about who dominated.
The 3 biggest takeaways from Ryan Garcia versus Romero, and yes, I'll break down the other fights on this card too. But my God, what an underwhelming night of boxing! Times Square was underwhelming, the fights were sure as hell underwhelming, but let's get through this review, shall we? Number 1, Romero defeats Ryan Garcia via unanimous decision. And just like that, one of the biggest boxing fights of the year, Haney versus Garcia 2, has lost all of its luster. So there wasn't that much action in this fight besides Ryan getting dropped in round 2. I think by a similar shot I saw in their sparring video from 8 years ago. But the second round Rolly had set the tone for the rest of the fight. Ryan couldn't get much offense off at all for 12 rounds. And for the first 8 rounds, there were a lot of rounds where I was like, I don't think either guy did enough to win that one. But in rounds 9 through 12, I thought Rolly had the far more aggressive moments, and he clearly took those final 4 rounds from me. At the end of the day, this was an awful main event, but it looks like Hagler versus Hearns in comparison to the next fight we'll discuss. And that's number 2. Devin Haney was at his all-time worst tonight. It looked like he was still recovering from the Ryan Garcia beatdown last year.
During the bout, Shocker Stevenson was seen shouting tips to Garcia from ringside. Sitting beside Mike Tyson, Shocker repeatedly urged Ryan to raise his guard. The scene was both unusual and telling. Fellow fighters felt the need to guide him mid-fight, highlighting how lost Ryan looked.
Words. We're on stream, by the way. Join in. Ryan Garcia is absolutely masterclassed by Romero. Absolutely obliterated on the score on my scorecards. Now, two judges tried to rob Rolly. 2 judges scored at 7-5. Do not let these judges confuse you, people. Do not let these the punch stats confuse you. This was a 9-3, 8-4 fight. Ryan Garcia looked terrible. Romero put on a flawless performance. I am in absolute awe. I cannot believe what we just witnessed. Romero put on a better performance than Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney. Wow. This was supposed to be the easiest fight on this card. By far, it's supposed to be the easiest fight. And I mean, it was. Rolly made this the easiest performance of the night. This is a shocker. Y'all gotta please help me. Please let me. I cannot fathom this quite yet.
Legendary trainer Teddy Atlas gave a blunt summary of Ryan's career. He gets big fights, but can't deliver when it matters. His critique resonated with many who see Ryan as more hype than substance, despite his fame and fan base.
Hey Ryan, keep your hands up, Ryan! Let's go!
Blair Cobbs, never one to shy away from bold opinions, found it baffling and even amusing that Garcia got outclassed by Romero. His remarks only added to the chorus of voices, calling this the most humiliating moment in Garcia's career.
He keeps getting these fights. He loses the big ones, and he gives his all. I'm not knocking him, but he loses the big ones, and then he comes up and gets a big fight where obviously it passes somebody else up on the line that probably thinks, hey, wait a minute, I've been winning. I've been winning over here, and I'm not getting this shot. This guy loses when he gets them, and he gets another one. Like, what the? Like, what the heck? I can't just definitively say no, not because of Romero, but because of Ryan. My only question is, has he found himself? And it's not physical. It's not physical at all. At all. I have no doubts he's good physically. Has he found himself mentally? If he has, and I'm going to venture to say yes, he has. But if he has, then he wins this fight.